So continuing on from the previous video, so far I've got the clip of me looking and sounding how I want. Now in this video, we're going to dress it up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a graphic across the bottom here that has my name right when the video starts. And because in this video, what I'm talking about is how I actually shot the video, I'll put some words here saying how I shot this video. And then I'm going to have a clip of what my studio setting actually looks like. I'm going to have that clip play while I'm talking. But first things first, before I go any further, I want to make sure that I save this project because again, something can happen while we're editing video where it locks up and I don't want to lose everything. So I'm going to go to Project and choose Save. And in this particular example, I had named it Me Talking. Okay, so that's the name of my project. Everything's saved in case something goes wrong. I'm golden. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to add a graphic of my name. So I'm going to go down here below everything. I'm going to right click and choose Insert Video Track. So I've got a video track here. I'm going to go to my project media. This is the graphic that I want to use. I'm going to pull it down here to the timeline. And you can see it adds this little graphic with my name here. Now I talked previously that Sony Vegas isn't that great of a tool for adding text and graphics and stuff like that in terms of creating it within Vegas. And I create everything outside of Vegas, whether it be Photoshop or a product like Fireworks. So in the example of this graphic right here, what I did was I used a product called Adobe Fireworks, which is similar to Photoshop, but it's just for web-based stuff. And I set up a graphic to the dimensions of 1280 by 720. And then I just created a little graphic here with my name and I put it in the bottom corner and everything else is transparent. That way the video will show through this. And I save this file as a .png or ping file that has a transparent background. So when I hop over to Sony Vegas and bring it in, that's why when we look at this video, the graphic appears, but the video of me appears as well. So by default, this guy's about 5 seconds long, and if I wanted to make him longer, I could simply grab and drag, but let's say about right here is good, but I want this guy to slide in and then slide out. So what I'm going to do is make sure he's selected, and I'll click Fade because my screen's reduced, and this will make it easier for me to see. I'm going to go over to Transitions. When I have him slide in left to right, click this, drag this down until hopefully my cursor changes. There it goes. And then for the outgoing transition, I want him to slide out top to down. Click this guy, drag it down, wait for my cursor to change. Close this window, hit the home key, play it, and you can see the results.
Hey, Dave Kaminsky here, Web Video University. And 7 years ago, I stood in this exact spot and I made training videos teaching people how to do web video. And as far as I know, I was the first person ever to do training videos.
Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to do. Now I'm going to go here and listen through my video, and at this point right here, as I'm saying, you know what, let me show you how this shot was set up. So for this, I'm just going to add some text right here. So for that, I will go to Media Generators. I'm going to go to Legacy Text because this is honestly the simplest one to use. I'm going to select the option with the soft shadow. I will drag it down here for right now. And I will change this to how this video was made. And that's way too big. So I'll change my font. We'll try like 28. Looks good. I'm going to go to my placement. Put it up in the corner like this. And what I could do is I could add some animation by using a transition to have it drop down, but I just want it to appear. And basically I'm just going to listen through here, and where the spot in my voice hits where I say the word how, I want this to appear. And then it's just determining how long I want this guy to be on the screen. And I only want him on the screen till about right here. So what I can do is I can grab the edge here. Let me turn this fade off. I'm going to grab the edge here, and I'm just going to pull it across. Or optionally, I could have used the split command or anything like that. But so far we're looking golden. So right after this text appears,
and back then,
what I want to have happen is I want some footage of what the studio actually looks like. I want that to appear in the video. So I'm going to go back to my project media. And here's a clip where I'm showing what's going on in the studio. But I'm going to run into a gotcha. When I pull this down here, what it's going to do is, because this clip had an audio file, you see it looped it on top of my good audio. So what I want to do is I only want to use this video. I don't want to use the audio. And the way we do that is we make sure that this guy's selected, and on Vegas you hold down the control key and hit the letter U. And what that does is that ungroups the video from the audio. So now they're separate. Now if I select the video, the audio is not selected, and if I select the audio, I can simply hit delete. So I got rid of the audio file, and I still have my video file. Again, that command is Control U, and that ungroups, okay? And it's also available up here. I believe it's from the tool option where we can group and ungroup. Okay, so now I just need to pull this guy over, and I listen into my video
online
as I explain what's going on.
You had to go through all these time-consuming steps.
And the first thing I notice is,
online,
I don't want this to drag on that long. I want to trim all this stuff here. And again, I have a variety of ways I can do it, but I'm just going to click here, hit S, click on, let me pull this over. I'm going to use my scroll mouse to zoom in a little bit, grab this guy, hit delete. So this is where I wanted to start.
Upload videos from your smartphone.
Then I turn.
Now, a year before I started those training courses was actually the first year that my business...
Here is where I want it to end. Again, I could split this, I could drag it over, or I could simply choose trim to end like that. And now we're good. So what I've done in just a matter of minutes here is I've added the graphic. It's called a lower third graphic.
7 years ago,
and a transition to make it slide in. I've added
LED light
the text that appears
on top of the
right in sync when I say the words,
videos.
this is how the
Back
video was
then,
made.
It was a real chore
I've added
to get your videos
what's called
online.
B-roll footage, or
really
extra
automated.
footage that will appear as I'm talking. And you notice what I didn't do is I didn't cut out this section of myself or anything like that. I could have done that if I wanted to, but quite honestly, it's far faster and simpler just to put the clip on top, because remember, whatever clip on top is what's going to be shown. Okay, so as the last step, I'm going to save this guy, and then we'll continue on with the process in the next video.